has been a while since I've just yapped over some deathmatch gameplay. I used to do it quite often, and that's because we used to get a lot more news and things to talk about when it comes to Valorant. Eventually, there was sort of a dry season where not much was going on, and I've exhausted what I wanted to speak about. However, today, it changes. We got some news, and I actually think it's worth discussing and kind of promising. It's really good. It's really good for the overall future of Valorant, as long as they pull off a few things very well. Now, first of all, on Riot's, or the Valorant, official YouTube page, they made a post. Not like a trailer, nothing like that, a post, and I'll show it to you here. So first, replays are coming in September. Get your last replays when comments in while you can. This is huge news. We already knew that the replay system was in the works, but because Riot tended to flip-flop on the replay system and we didn't get anything concrete outside a couple sneak peeks, the community still said replay when, and we need a replay system, and the comments were pretty much rampant on when we're gonna get one, and now it is official that we're gonna get one in September. Now, Riot's usually pretty good on delivering stuff, so if they say September, it is likely just gonna come in September, as simple as that. As of recent, we also just got gifting. Now, what's just funny is stuff like gifting in the replay system have been hyped for a while, so for the gifting to just sort of drop into the patch, and then for this to just be a YouTube post image, threw me off. I don't know what's going on. They're hyping up their skin lines more than this. It's weird, but they're coming nonetheless. One is already here and the other one is on the horizon. So that is good. Now, what does replay actually do for the game? Well, it does give content creators more to do and less stress while doing it, meaning even like you guys, let's say you want to share a clip or whatever and you didn't catch the moment, you can then go back and find it in the replay system. If you have questions about what happened during your gameplay, you can use it to improve. And I think a majority of us know what comes out of a replay system based off of other games. However, this is going to be key on how Riot does it. So let's say in Marvel Rivals, we have a leaderboard. We can actually watch people's games. We can go and access other people's replay system. We can share links of our own replays, and there's a lot of nuance to how a good replay system works. If it is limited to just me going to my history and watching my own game, that's not going to be great. It'll be a start, but it's not going to be great. So I hope when they say the September, it's not like an alpha version or something, and it is a full-fledged replay system since it has been a long time, and I hope it is just completely open and we can watch other people's replay and we can share our own replays, and it just integrates the community better. That is what I'm hopeful for, so hopefully they pull it off right. But okay, replay system is coming in September. What's next? Taeho is getting nerfed. Yeah, okay, that sounds underwhelming. That sounds so underwhelming, but it leads to a much more important discussion. So Taeho is getting nerfed in 10.09. Turns out Rocket's strong right now. It creates some situations where you just don't have good ways to counter them. So we're taking some of the fuel out of his rockets and bringing him more in line with the other initiators. You'll see a video about Taeho changes tomorrow. Okay, I don't know when. It is tomorrow for me since these posts, but I don't really think that matters. What matters is the follow-up here. Ability overload. We see it too. It's a top priority for us, and honestly, it's been more exaggerated because of Taeho. Some of these changes will roll out throughout the year with bigger changes planned post-champs. We'll talk to you more about what we're thinking in that June video. So we gotta wait till June for more info, but this is promising.
More agents means more ways to combo abilities, which can sometimes overload combat more than you'd expect, and so we're taking a look at that.
So this is so good. We all have seen it. The ability overload, the ability spam, the lack of nuance in gunplay, and what has led to a lot of creators and top tier players wanting to quit. I have recently played Counter-Strike 2 for the first time in the sense that I actually played it, played ranked, got placed. I know, it's crazy. But something I felt so good with that game is actually wanting to improve my gunfight mechanic. Actually taking gunfights felt so satisfying, and I felt like I legitimately out-aimed or out-mechanicked the enemy using gunplay. Now, Valorant will never be that. Valorant's supposed to be more unique. It's supposed to have that ability sprinkle on top, but that sprinkle turned into icing, and maybe that's fine. But now, basically the cake is covered and there's no substance underneath. It's become mush. And that's what happened with ability overload. Valorant just didn't stop. Every new agent added more chaos and more insanity to Valorant. So ability tones, I just want like a huge rework. I want basically every agent to be nerfed together, so it brings the entire agent pool down simultaneously, and we lighten abilities. Like if every agent that has 2 abilities just turned into 1, they would equally get balanced and come down. It's not that simple, and there needs to be more nuance, but I think you understand my vision. A vision where Valorant's abilities are still intact, the uniqueness are still there, but the amount we see per round is reduced substantially. It will improve Valorant's quality of life and gameplay mechanic a lot. I hope I'm not overhyping it, but in a realistic prospect, they're saying it's also after Champs, and we know that the finale is in Paris in September, so it makes sense because it aligns with the replay system. So if I were to imagine I'm someone who works at Riot and I have the backboard plan, right? I believe what's happening here is post-September, Valorant is going to change a lot. We might have a little bit of a light summer due to that, and they tend to make changes and stuff based off pro play, which I don't love. The recent Yoru nerf, not a great agent in general, but nerf due to pro play. Blech. Ugh. It really pisses me off, but anyways, a lot of you agree. Most of top 0.1% should not get, we're the ones who make the game profitable and alive, not the pros. So I don't know. Anyways, that's a different topic that I've covered before. The point here is that they're very rigid while pro play is active. What's happening here is they're going to wait for Paris to end, and then September is going to hit. We're going to get the replay system, and then it looks like we're going to start getting major reworks to the agent abilities to reduce ability overload. I hope this is real. I hope that happens, and I hope I'm not overhyping it and everything I've said comes to light. I hope it's not just random Tejo nerf here and there and they're overhyping it, because them seeing the problem means they should be ready to tackle it. And that's a little bit of a reoccurring theme, as the video that came out on Valorant's YouTube page also showed other issues that it looks like they're ready to tackle, but I don't want to go into depth before I see what they mean. They mentioned smurfing publicly and said they know it's a problem now.
More players means more opportunities for bad actors to challenge our original systems. Things like smurfing, things like stream sniping, things like toxicity. So we're taking a look at that.
I know that Riot knew it was a problem because I've talked to Riot before, and it's sort of explained to me that until they deal with it, it's kind of on them. Like, they know they have to deal with it internally first. It's not an external issue, it is an internal issue, because there's supposed to be more systems in place to prevent it. So it's not our problem, it's their problem. And now they're publicly putting that out there on a YouTube video. So I'm hoping alongside all these sweeping changes come September and we're going to have higher measures to then further improve our quality of life. Fingers crossed, but we're going to have to see how it plays out. That is foremost what we got to watch for. 100%. Okay, the final thing I want to touch on here is that a new map should be coming out basically after Masters Toronto, which is right around the corner. That should be in June, and I believe with that next act, we'll get a new map. Here is the kind of little bit of a teaser that we got on it. They didn't give us much. It should looks like a castle. Looks like it's supposed to be a castle based in France, which makes sense because the finale is in Paris, so 100% this adds up, and we are due for a new map, so a new map is coming. That alone is usually exciting, and I do enjoy new maps. I am still worried because the map rotation system is already failing us big time. No matter how many new maps they give us, if I never play these maps, it does not matter to me. Things sometimes rotate, like Fracture, year and a half rotated out and then rotated in barely before being pulled again. It's a joke. It's a joke. And they say they do it for new players, but that makes no sense because a new player should play all the maps to learn it. They might need to adapt a Counter-Strike 2 system where you can queue for certain maps. They are worried about that because it could eventually sort of filter maps out with wait times becoming too long, which is understandable. The solution here is to just keep all the maps in the game. It's not that deep. We get higher variety and we eventually learn all the maps equally, and it's an RNG system, but then improve the RNG system where it genuinely uses proper algorithms to make sure that we don't get repeat maps. That helps. Or if they want, they could make map pools. So map pool A and map pool B. They mix all the maps. Maybe let's say there's 8 maps in the game, just as an example, 4 in map pool A, 4 in map pool B. Use statistics, meaning if they take 2 of the highest played maps, make sure they're not in the same pool. Separate them. You know what I mean? And then you can make sure using data that A and B are healthy mix of popular and unpopular maps, but still I could play in map pool A a couple times, then switch over to map pool B, reducing the chances of repeats by a substantial amount. Could be a dumb idea. I'm not the developer, I'm not the smart one in the room, but still wanted to put that out there because there has to be solutions that make maps exciting, since I'll actually get to play them and they're not just going to be filtered out into oblivion like Fracture. With all that being said, still, I am overall hyped for the game. I'm overall happy with the news, and my eye is now locked back in on Valorant, which it hasn't been for quite some time now. Fingers crossed that we all get a better game closer to the second half of the year. Closing in on the end, September is the end of the year, but a timeline is better than no timeline. But let me know what you think down below.